Alright, my dudes, I thought we'd give a quick chat just to address some things. First of all, people are aware of this. I'm actually burned out. It's because I work a lot. I do a lot of things and I run this channel. And I pretty much accomplished my goal like 3 times. By the end of the year, I won't accept any more Astral charts unless you're on a waiting list, and then I'll just process it out depending on whether or not the software is up or not. And then that way, that not whatever, dude, that loose end is tied up, so it's fine. um there's something that I did want to talk about, just in case I gets worse, just because I want people to know I actually am burned out. That's why I seem bummed out or sad a lot, or melancholy. And it's also because there is something. Oh, and also I'm actually sick. I gotta be careful. I might have to do an update at the end of the week saying I need to take a week off, because if I get sick, I get deathly sick. There's something that I do want to talk about. It's like from the start of my channel. Like, if you were on my channel from the beginning, I talked about a lot of strange, higher level topics that I don't talk about these days. For example, like the state of awakening. You're basically a blank slate and unindividuated angel. You can actually get woke or awaken, but you're basically in a state of the undead. This is like, oh, you can see. But if you just because you're aware of the game of Dharma doesn't mean you've instantly won and just you declare victory and shit on the board and say you're a winner. That's stupid. That's retarded. To be honest, the game of Dharma has rules, has objectives. But if you're aware of the game of Dharma, you basically enter this state of a second death. So a lot of people have this when they reach their spiritual age majority, usually around the age of it's not even 30, 33 to be honest. It's actually at the point where your soul enters its natural cycle into Scorpio. This is like why the 42 is important, that age mark. That's usually when people quote unquote wake up, or they're aware of these things. Yeah, but basically you see this world for what it is, a game of Dharma, and you don't know what to do. So this is where people have their midlife crisis. I would say that this is a lot with information and not understanding what is going on, so they join the truthers or the Q-tards, or they start getting into new agey, or revitalize their ex-mainstream religion. I'm used to Christianity just because we're in America, but yeah, pretty much. This is how it goes. But if you get trapped into a loop, you actually end up in a state of insanity. This is where you think reality isn't very real, and then you enter in a state of insanity. When you enter into a state of insanity, what happens is it's called the holification of the soul. You basically lose your humanity and enter into a state of delusion. This is like a losing by default scenario. That's why I made my video, what's it called? Story time. It's about the enuxification of the soul. The holification of the soul is the annihilation of the soul and substitution of it with a delusion based on what the construct of the game of Dharma wants you to believe. This is like subjective reality, like what the analyst says in the Matrix 4. Look, this is high level topic. This is why I never want to talk about this. Like I told people that if I was going to write 2 books, it would only be the enuxification of the soul. The enuxification of the soul is like this old ancient word where it goes back to a new or enux, which is old Greek, like pre-Greek. And it goes back before that. Like I want to say Babylonian, Akkadian. It means it means like the risen Lord, whatever. It's like Anu is the god of order, Padme is the god of chaos, and then there's the darkness, Sithis. That's like literally Elder Scrolls. The other book would have been like the Game of Dharma, and I might have wanted to make my tarot deck, but people on my channel, they said, oh, Pink, you helped me along. So as far as we're concerned, we can call you, we can give you a free pass with that. So I'm all good. So I don't have to do that. But yeah, dude, if you want to win the game of Dharma, it's where you enter into your undead state. That is your awake state. It's where in story time, I tell you, the first thing you have to do is write your name, because you're an unindividuated being. You have come to the actualization of the soul, and you need to, quote unquote, write your name to actualize your soul. And then you go on the path of what you got to do for yourself according to your astral chart, to, quote unquote, reach enlightenment or become a saint and just chill out, really. And then, it's just like that quote, you live in this world but not be of it. This place is going to absolute wackadoo land, so it is what it is. That's like when I see what's going around me, it's like literally, it's like madness. It's like literally like a Cthulhu spell cast around the world. I mean, if anyone who got it right when it comes to the gods, it's actually H.P. Lovecraft. I mean, that's why he's venerated. But yeah, but I mean, just topic. I mean, I want to illustrate it real quick. I mean, this is more of a higher level topic, but I would just want to let you know. I mean, just why the conspiracy movement has basically morphed into mainstream, and it's basically a spell of meme algorithmic, black magic madness based on the black monolith of the screen, and everyone has a loose sucking device in their hand. Yeah, let's look at this part. This is from Dark Souls. I mean, this explains a lot.
I can guide thee and illuminate the truth.
Yeah, whenever someone uses the word illuminate, I pay attention. So,
Dead warrior, conqueror of the four kings, is this not your wish?
Conquer four kings. Whenever I think of four kings, I think of like the four fixed points of the stars or on the zodiac. So this would be, yeah, dude. I mean, I understand this shit like it's the back of my hand. Okay, would that be, what is it? Fomalhaut, Aldebaran, Regulus of Leo, and Antiaris of Scorpio. The four fixed stars. It's a square here. You have the Seal of Solomon, which is the four fixed points as it goes up to Capricorn. The lower two stars, and then as it goes back down to Cancer, the mother, the father. So yeah, this might be, okay, everyone knows this. Okay, this would be like this would be like Isis, Osiris, Horus, and then whatever Ra, and it's the sun circling. I mean, this goes in every religion. I don't care if you call it like Shiva, Krishna, Brahma. I don't care if you call it Jesus, Mary or God. Same thing. So. Okay, let's keep going. I mean, I hate to be offensive, but I mean, at this point, we got to move on, okay? Like, this is also what, Buddha. Like, Buddha, his mother is Mara. Mara means illusion. This world is a grand illusion. I mean, nothing is not what it seems. I mean, that's what I've come to notice. It's really Matrix-like at this point, and the resettings every 20 years, and then we're heading towards a certain cycle. So I gotta say this before I can't, maybe, because of how YouTube's gonna change the policies on the 5th or 6th, and then there's stuff that's gonna happen. I mean, a lot of stuff's gonna happen in 2022.
To know the truth of men and the undead.
Truth of men and the undead.
I shall share without sentiment. After the advent of fire, the ancient lords found...
the advent of fire is like the Promethean fire, a false substitute in Kabbalism, which is not the true light of fire, the fire of the abstract all-supreme. I mean, this goes back to, if you want to talk about masonry, it's like the supreme architect of the universe. Kabbalism would be like the Ein Sof, or in Buddhism, you would call this the clear light of the dark crystal before the corruption of it. Or, I mean, this goes back to every religion, just so you know. I mean, it goes back to even the crown of the Kamamara. Or, there's a Tetragrammatron. Okay, I'll show it again. Whatever, dude. Okay, look. Dude, whatever I do, I don't care. I mean, I've shown the picture 1,000 times, so let's keep going.
The three souls.
Three souls? Yeah, this will be like the Trinity, 3 suns, 3 fires. This would be the sun you see outside. That's like the yellow sun. That's the esoteric sun. There's the black sun, which holds the moon. And then there's the red sun of the true fire. But whatever. I mean, you could also say in the microcosm of this, what you think it is, it would be... there's like 3 suns, this is complicated. There's the sun, the moon, Saturn. Then there's the sun, then there is sun Neptune, and then there's sun Olympus, and then goes out through Uranus. And Uranus is highly venerated by the occult. So this is like theosophy.
Progenitor found a fourth.
The fourth
soul.
The unique
the
fire.
Dark soul.
The dark soul of humanity, which allows through suffering, where one passes through the abyss by the integration of one's shadow and finding the feminine axis to reach the true light of eternity. I mean, this is like literally, there's Frederick Nietzsche, Carl Jung talks a lot about this, Megiddo, whatever.
Your ancestor claimed the dark soul.
And that is the curse of humanity. Humanity claimed the dark soul. They claimed free will, choice. okay? Like, everyone has free will, everyone has choice. They want to say free will doesn't exist. Free will absolutely exists. I mean, but you always have the free will to lose if you feel like it, or go insane because you're too ignorant of what's going on. I mean, the cure to all fear is the disillusionment of ignorance through knowledge, which is why Sophia is always venerated for if you have knowledge of what's going to happen, after death, you're not going to be afraid of it. Okay, simple things like that.
Waited for fire to subside, and soon the flames did fade.
Yeah, this is like the fall of the Golden Age. I mean, yeah, we're in the 5th age of man. We should be entering soon to the 6th. That's what this whole age of Aquarius is. That's where the exoteric sun is in Aquarius, and therefore the esoteric sun, the spiritual sun, is being held by Regulus, but it's being controlled by the Skeksis, which is why they want to create this whole meta-universe, digital crap, integration into systems of systems, turning the physical world into basically a computer-like matrix. And yes, so...
And only dark.
I mean, once you really understand what's going on, it just clicks. It just makes sense.
Remained. Thus began the Age of Men, the Age of Dark. However...
Yeah, you ever notice that they always talk about the Dark Lord? The Dark Lord. They mention all the time. Why do you think I talk about, like, the Voldemort disease? He's literally the Dark Lord.
Lord Gwyn
He who shall not be named.
trembled at the dark,
I mean, this is literally the goddamn eclipse right here.
clinging to his age of fire and in dire fear of humans.
And which is why the elites worship, I mean, they would rather view them as kings of the solar deities. I mean, there's a reason why Asians are the lunar axis, and they worship, and they find, enlightenment under meditation by suffering under a lunar eclipse. I mean, that's how the Buddha, before wood, before enlightenment, chop wood. After enlightenment, chop wood. Simple.
And the Dark Lord who would one day be born amongst them.
The Dark Lord who would be born amongst them. Yes, this is like the, this is the generic savior figure. Yes. Oh.
Lord,
I mean, but it's, people get confused. I mean, people think that they're waiting for a savior figure like Jesus or Buddha or Krishna or whatever. I mean, they wanted you to realize that you shall do greater works than I. That you need to finish out your story and chill out. All right. Don't be like these new agey or stupid mainstream Eastern Buddhists who are basically, I mean, they're not even Asian. That's why I got confused. You can't take them seriously. Where they want you to annihilate your soul by saying, you need to kill your story. Like, what? That's a lose by default story. All right, just finish your story, do what your astral chart says, and chill out. Okay, it's not that big of a deal. Everyone makes everything out to be bigger deal than what it needs to be, like enlightenment. Or, I mean, enlightenment, once you get enlightened, you just get bored. I mean, I'm not even joking. Like, I'm always bored all the time. I'm so bored, I'm learning languages.
Resisted the course of nature by sacrificing himself to link the fire and commanding his children to shepherd the humans.
The gods sacrificed himself, and then their children, their progeny, what is it, the modern day elites that you see that do all this weird, stupid religion crap, they want to keep you in an infinite loop, which is why their records, it's like it's skipping, which is why they venerate the power of the sun, Mars, and Jupiter. They want to keep the age of their gods and have tight control over humanity, because the natural cycle should be passed on to humanity, not these old-blooded blue bloods who are basically the descendants of like light beings that came from like the long ago, in the pre-creation of man, Garden of Eden stuff. I mean, everybody knows this. And I mean, whatever, dude, second Garden of Eden, I mean, we're second Earth, really, or technically third if you want to be exact. So
Gwyn has blurred your past to prevent the birth of the Dark Lord.
Yeah, dude. They will always actively come after the next incarnation of the Savior, or anyone who realizes that it is your humanity that you need to covet and allow to grow. I mean, that's why these days people literally, they're like either solipsistic and narcissistic truthers that think that they're all powerful, or they're just straight up, swarm bots, or NPC like creatures. So, I mean, it's really just the fact that their seed of their humanity and their dark seed of their soul has never germinated because they never put intended divine will through it to actualize your soul. I mean, this is the story of Jesus and the mustard seed, or Buddha when he talks about death, about finding the mustard seed in a house that hasn't died, because death is a natural process that basically clarifies and purifies the spirit of the process of neuroses and suffering of living in the material world, a game of dharma, of duality. So,
I am the primordial serpent.
yeah.
I seek to right the wrongs of the past.
Yeah, the primordial serpent. Okay, that's like Garden of Eden. So this is why in Gnosticism, the serpent is venerated. I mean, look, in the cross, it used to be a double-headed serpent over the cross anyways. Serpents is always, knowledge-based. So in modern mainstream religion, they want to demonize knowledge to keep you ignorant and slave. I mean, that's obvious, all right? Thou shalt only read one book, and that book was written by God, okay? I mean, this is a book club. We read a lot of books from a lot of points of views.
To discover our true Lord. But the other serpent, Frampt, lost his sense and befriended Lord Gwyn. Undead warrior.
That's the portrayal of humanity.
We stand at a crossroads. Only I know the truth about your fate.
Oh, yeah, dude. I mean, very few people know the truth of this. It's usually only kept behind very, behind... Oh, yes. Behind dark doors. Or if anyone hears people talking about this, they usually get burned at the stake or chased out, whether you're a Gnostic or a Buddhist or anybody or anyone who realizes the spiritual dilemma that we're in. So, look, I'm really sick. Like, I actually should take a week off, if I gotta be honest. So I might delay defending your life. Because and everyone knows when I get sick, I get deathly ill. So.
Another time in the age of wonder.
The golden age, of the age of the gods.
1,000 years ago, this land was green and good, until the crystal cracked. For a single piece was lost, a shard of the crystal.
Yeah, the crystal was cracked, it was perverted, it was touched. This is like the innocence of God being corrupted by the hands of dual desire power, by the Skeksis, who were supposed to be the wardens of Earth, the game of Dharma. But then they thought they were the kings. They are not the kings. You are representative of the king itself through the incarnation of humanity.
Then strife began.
I mean, that was their mistake. They created humanities like slave robots, which is why one day if we create androids or robots, they could manifest consciousness, and then we would be deposed, and then the cycle repeats.
And two new races appeared. The cruel Skeksis, the gentle mystics.
This is how... yeah, duality. The mystics. The good wizards and the dark wizards.
Here in the castle of the crystal, the Skeksis took control.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a seat of world power. That's probably the North Pole. Oh, dude, there's an eye right here. That's the Eye of Jobulon.
Now the Skek...
Dude, that's literally goddamn the Eye of Jobulon. I swear to God. Where are you, Jobulon? Yeah, dude, we can break this symbol down real quick again. I mean, I've done this like 1,000 times. Okay, dude, I gotta hurry this up though. My voice is dying, so... Yes, upon the tracing board. Okay, let's go.
Skeksis gather in the sacred chamber.
Okay, see, that's the eye. That's the Eye of Jobulon over. There's the crown. This is like the crown of the Kamamara, the three suns. Spear mark. Well, this is the abomination form. I mean, I gotta make this clear though. Albert Pike said that Jobulon is the appellation term for the devil. He is the third lesser incarnation of God. This is not the supreme architect of the universe. There's the cat, predatory nature. This is the Brahman. It's obviously Brahman. There's Kek the frog. There's the spider. And that's to talk about the spider god. Upon the tracing board of duality, the Skeksis and the mystics, and then this realm is dominated by duality.
Where the crystal hangs above a shaft of air and fire.
The crystal is a collecting force of the aggregate of Lush will. I mean, I always tell people that they're really after the collective subconsciousness of Sophia. And this is the aggregate collection force of Sophia, of human will Lush on a collective basis. If one doesn't have your own quote-unquote, dark crystal.
The Skeksis with their hard and twisted bodies, their harsh and twisted wills. For 1,000 years they have ruled.
Dude, what's the eye? This is obviously the Zodiac. The crystal is the... God damn it. Alright, get out of here, Jobulon. God damn it. I can't believe I'm sick. This isn't the Kamamara. Okay. Okay, hold on. We gotta do this. Yeah. Yeah, dude. The circle thing, the dark crystal is here, representative of the force collective of... look, it's basically the entrapment of God and human incarnation as the manifest form, representation as the waking form of God, and it's being trapped by the demiurge, and, this is literally the creation of Sophia, so...
Yet now there are only 10.
Only 10.
A dying
Pythagorean number of perfection.
race ruled by a dying emperor, imprisoned within themselves.
Oh, actually, this is a plumb bob, a purple plumb bob. I mean, I talked about the plumb bob before. Yeah. I mean, this is a plumb bob into a pyramid. I mean, there's a lot to this idea of a plumb bob. Just, it's a double pyramid. If you read Robert Monroe, he says that he traveled through the astral plane in a emerald double pyramid, a space machine, whatever, in the astral plane. I mean, come on, man. This is literally a plumb bob.
Dying
like that thing over a Sim's head.
And today, once more, they gather at the crystal as the first sun climbs to its peak.
The first sun, there's 3 suns in this series. So that is correct with the tetragrammaton. So there's the red sun, the yellow sun, the black sun. So yes. I mean, yeah, that's why it has 3 eyes here. And it's eye, okay.
For this is the way of the Skeksis. As they ravage the land, so too they learn to draw new life from the sun.
Yep. I mean, they ravage the land through corporations, the modern sense, and blame the Galfs, the humans. I mean, it's funny.
Once more they will replenish themselves. There is no comfort. Today, ceremony of the sun gives no comfort. Ceremony
of the sun? You don't realize that Chrono Chan was like a ceremony of the sun, right? The son of Saturn. Hello. I mean, the ceremony happens every 20 years. The sun shifts over from Jupiter, which is another sun, just so you know. These suns shift off in cycles. Apollo would be the regular sun you see. There's Zeus, Jupiter, there's Saturn, Cronus, and it was the fall of the Golden Age, which is why it's the darkening of the dark crystal. And before that was Uranus.
of the sun gives no comfort. Today an emperor lies dying. Today a new emperor must seize the throne.
Dude, what the hell? Jeez, how come I didn't notice it before?
Emperor lies dying.
Okay. This purple dark crystal, and then this is isn't this the goddamn prison from Superman? Is that, yeah, dude, dude, this is a prism. A prison and a prism. Hello, trap of light. We are in a trap of light, which is why we see 7 colors of the rainbow, which is why 42 is venerated.
Today, a new emperor.
Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, dude, look, people gotta tell me if they're still interested in this. I mean, I talked about this in, like, the beginning of my channel, but I thought it was too weird, so I just stopped talking about it. I mean, this has to do with, like, Ascensionist cult stuff, or, like, the older religions. Okay, I mean, we also seen Labyrinth. I mean, come on, man. I mean, Labyrinth. I mean, I haven't watched it. I've been only seen snippets because I haven't had time.
Pictures announces the collaboration of three extraordinary talents. Jim
Purple,
Henson,
like the Dark Crystal. Oh.
creator of the Muppet,
I mean, look. I mean, we're in a labyrinth. I mean, this labyrinth is shown in many movies, like Dark City with a mouse.
and Dark Crystal.
Dark Crystal. See? Ooh.
Where you go with a head like that?
George Lucas, Harry talents, Crystal.
Where you go with a head like
What's this thing pink?
George Lucas, creator of the Star Wars saga.
George Lucas. Oh, Mason. Okay.
The most innovative, one of the most innovative
David
forces
Bowie.
in modern entertainment.
Goddamn alien
David
Kabbalist.
Bowie.
Yeah, look, people told me he actually is Mickey Mouse. He is playing the role of, what is it? Is it the Architect or Astaroth or whatever? Or Braxis, whatever. The Lord of Karma. I mean, he's basically the Lord of Karma that oversees this realm. I mean, I gotta watch this movie, but it's on my to-do list. I mean, I have a lot of stuff to do.
Together, they will take you into a dazzling world of
Okay, so you got Jim Henson, a wizard. You got George Lucas, a Mason, who ripped off of Joseph Campbell, who is the modern theologian of our time. He wrote the book Hero with a Thousand Faces. I mean, I read that book. I highly recommend it. And we got a alien Kabbalist who used to dress up like a Yahtzee because of his understanding of the Black Sun cults
fantasy and
and
adventure.
similar stuff.
There's nothing to be afraid of.
Ooh,
A world where anything seems possible.
a world where anything can happen. Yes, we're in a matrix, and this game shifts every 20 years, and it's been shifting for like 3 years. I mean, well, 2, it's almost done shifting. I mean, the cement is almost hardened. I mean, it's almost a done deal at this point.
And nothing is what it seems.
Yeah, but nothing is what it seems. A reality created based on your mind of your subjective reality. Everything's a lie. And everyone's trying to brainwash you. Except me, because, I just don't care. Ooh, actually it is important. I've seen this on a lot, like Rick and Morty.
Everything I've done for you. I move the stars for no one.
The Goblin King. Yeah, it's probably the Architect. Well, the lesser form of the Architect. I mean, he's probably playing Little Jabulon, but we'll see. I mean, I gotta still watch this movie. Okay, what else? What other clip I got? Oh yeah, Harry Potter. I should talk about this. Yeah. Okay. So Harry dies. His Horcrux is broken. His connection to Voldemort, the Dark Lord, the Lord who shall not be named. He ends up in the White Light area. This is like the bridge to eternity. I mean, this is literally a goddamn white light. I mean, it's obvious what's going on. The Bardo transition phase. It's like in Defending Your Life. It's like where the guy gets hit by the truck and you hear this noise like and then you see a light and it's all soft and everything's calm and then well, usually you see blackness first and then a light appears, or either or can happen. There's only so many things that can happen when you have a near-death experience or face death, especially in a transitionatory phase. It's like a transition phase. Okay, what's he seeing? Okay, this is important. He is soul link connects to each other. This is the part of Voldemort who is, this is the higher self of Voldemort, the higher spirit. It is decrepit, decayed. In order for Voldemort to be immortal, it has to stay in this limbo reality, which is why it's in the, it's basically in a fetal position. Like the dead back in old days, they were buried in the fetal position, usually in a mound or a mountain or a pyramid, because they realized that Earth is the womb of to the other life. So, I mean, this place is the land of the dead, and after death is actually, the land of the living, if you pass. The game of Dharma. Okay, and then he basically sucked up all his spiritual powers, gained magical powers in the material world, yes. Okay.
Let us walk.
Okay, let's see, what's John Dee saying? Okay, that's Dumbledore. He's obviously John Dee, the wizard. Blah, blah, blah.
Is that right?
Where are we?
And without all the trains.
Okay, he thinks it's King's Crossing. It's a crossing of crossroads. You see whatever you want to see in this Bardo state.
Never meant to make
Harry.
I have a choice.
Okay.
You.
I have a choice.
Yeah.
What's the choice? You
Where do you go? That's up to you.
To
Okay.
go back, haven't I?
Okay. See, at
Go
this
back,
point,
haven't I?
you can go back, or you can move on. A lot of people, you know, they feel because of their attachments they got to do something. They got to go back. I mean, you can just bounce. I mean, be like, okay, as long as you did what you had to do.
Oh.
Or a lot of people get tricked, and then the being figure like this tells them or tricks them, you have to go back. Oh, you got to save the chillins, or do the work of Jesus. I mean, I hear this a lot.
It's up to you. We're in King's Cross, you say?
King's
Where'd it
Cross.
take me?
Oh,
Full source of magic.
God, why,
Capable of both inflicting injury
why are they
and
talking so soft?
remedying it.
Okay, Harry Potter is actually, you know, Lucifer or Judas, whatever. And what is it? Neville Longbottom's actually Jesus. So,
But I
I
wouldn't
mean, there's a
miss
lot to Harry Potter, just so you know.
case
Obviously, I mean, John Dee's literally in this.
would always be given at Hogwarts
Okay,
to
here.
those who deserve it.
Here.
Always be given
This is
at
very
Hogwarts.
important.
Help would always be given at Hogwarts to those who deserve it.
Yeah, help will always be given at Hogwarts for those who deserve it. I mean, people say all the time, "Oh, this game isn't fair." Oh, why? Because I say so. You didn't ask for help. You didn't ask for what the rules of the game of Dharma is, and it's only given to those who seek it and deserve it. All right, that's why in the whole mystery schools they all call themselves seekers of the truth, like the real seekers. Okay, I mean, I see the truthers as nothing more than some sort of mind cult at this point. So. I mean, I'll tell you what the game. I mean, I basically look at my channel. I've told people like 1,000 times like these general rules of the game of Dharma. What do you think my video story time is? It literally tells you exactly how to win.
Do not pity the dead, Harry.
Do not pity the dead.
Pity the living.
Pity the living, for they're in the land of
And
suffering.
above all,
Through suffering, you can either transmute your, God damn it! It's literally like Christmas. All right, you can either get a lump of coal or turn that lump of coal into gold. Okay, like a present. You can either transmute lead into gold, or you can, you know, transmute the carbon. What the hell is going on? You can transmute the whatever the carbon into diamond. I talk about this 1,000 times, but most people, even if they reach their state of the diamond, they want to trade it away for, you know, imitation diamond
all those who live without love.
or $5.
Professor, my mother's Patronus.
Oh, all those who live without
Was it
love.
dough?
And truth.
Wasn't it?
And will. I mean, there's 3 points. There's love, you know, there's actually really just truth or a realization that you're separated. So the 3 points, yeah, dude, it's literally the Trinity. The masculine axis, it's correct will, through action, correct emotion through, you know, the mind, and correct thought. I mean, this is the Kybalion.
It's the same as Professor Snape's.
This is also the 3 points of the triangle. Correct thought, correct action, correct emotion. Male, female, transcendent. So,
It's curious.
mother, father.
Don't you
know.
think?
Spirit.
Actually, if I think about it, it doesn't seem curious at all.
Okay, yeah. You know everything when you die. Sort
I'll
of.
be going now, Harry.
Professor,
Nope, he's gone. He's moved on.
is this all real?
Ooh, this is very important. Is this all real?
Or is it just happening inside my head?
Ooh, you hear this? You know, some people will always say that, oh, it's not that real. Reality isn't very real. Oh. The book of the Kybalion says the first law is the law of the mentality. Everything's of the mind first, and then there's rules of causality and everything else. But is this all real? Just because it's in mind, yes. Which is why a subjective reality based on delusion and narcissism and solipsism is dangerous. It's the falsification of the actualization of the soul through coping mechanism.
What's happening inside your head, Harry? Why should that mean that it's not real?
And thus is the first law of the Kybalion. All is of the mental. See? Yeah, dude, when someone starts trying to scramble your brains and saying that it's not very real, whatever, I mean, you gotta follow certain rules. I highly suggest you read the Kybalion, which is what I would suggest you read first, and Essences of the Upanishads. Okay, whatever, dude. Look, I mean, this is more of a short review, just because I feel like going through this, because I was goofing around. But I made this video just to let people know, I mean, I might actually have to take a week off, just because I'm actually getting sick, and it's better to take a week off than a month, and I get deathly sick. So I was going to do some follow-up videos this week, and Defending Your Life. Hopefully I can just do Defending Your Life, but I might not do follow-up videos just because I don't want to overwork myself. Okay, so I hope people understand. So the plan for now is still Defending Your Life for Sunday, and then I might take a week off, where I'll just go through the follow-up videos, which isn't that hard. I mean, I know some people sent me stuff recently, like the whole idea of Loosh. I mean, I've talked about Loosh 1,000 times. I don't understand. Well, yeah, it's because I deleted that video. Yeah, I could talk about Loosh again. Loosh is a simple concept to me. It's very obvious with the Matrix 4 that they understand this concept and have been using it ever since the advent of the cell phone. Okay, and social media, of course, like your own little matrix inside the algorithm of your world matrix. All right, you're gonna see whatever you want to see. All right, but is it any less real? No. But dude, it's designed to drain your soul. Okay. I mean, whatever. I mean, thus is the rule of the game of Dharma. Okay, you have free will to lose, just like you have free will to win, or like you have free will to not listen to me. Okay. Okay, I hope you guys have a good day, and hopefully I'll see you this weekend, or I might give a bad news update. But look, I'm worried. My chest hurts, and it's congested, and my back hurts, and I haven't done anything all day. Okay, I'm gonna try to sleep, and you guys have a good night.